Paul's way of decorating is a little unique. He likes to have a lot of space on the floor to roll out and stretch. He also loves to be able to just sprawl all his papers out. He was against getting a desk in the beginning when I first did this man cave, which isn't really saying much, but this worked for the time. After seeing my office, I think he was inspired to just have a place like that of his own. So I want to completely redo this space so he doesn't have to redo it again, because that just means I will have to redo it again. All in all, the first thing I like to do, and sorry I'm not looking at the camera, but the first thing I like to do is just clean everything off the floor, take everything off of the walls, and then assess. Obviously this room is a little bit easier than most because there's just some stuff on the walls. There's not like heavy furniture anywhere, because Paul was opposed to that in the beginning because he just wanted a place to like really roll out and relax. So let's just get into it.
I wanted to show you guys what the true before looked like, and it was just an empty room with a bunch of stuff on the walls. There really was no core inspiration for his man cave, which is really sad to say. So when he requested to redo it, I just wanted to make it masculine yet still feel like an office. I wanted to add larger pieces of furniture and just utilize the space more. I like having my essentials right there for me when I'm cleaning out the room, so it's just the household cleaner, some paper towels, a hammer, some hole putty, and a tape measure just in case I want to just take quick measurements of things I want to decorate. First things first, I needed to clear out this room entirely because I cannot think when it is jam-packed of just a mess. I like to go in and take the nails out right away when clearing a wall so I don't have to think about going back afterwards. Once the walls are cleared and the nails are out, I go in with hole filler and I just spackle that in throughout the walls, let that dry, and move on to some thorough cleaning. This is one reason I like to have the vacuum on hand. You get to suck up the little like stucco that falls onto the floor, which is a pet peeve of mine, so that's a little tip for you. It took me roughly 2.5 hours to do this whole process by myself in one day, and then I just go in with Lysol wipes and do all the detailed cleaning before I decide to paint the walls and hang all the things. The reason I like to clean before I do my touch-up paint is because I find myself being impatient while the paint dries, and I try to clean, and then that leads to dust being in the air and getting in your wet walls. And Callie is like, seriously, Mom? Moving on to touching up the paint in the room, I just run around the house collecting all the things, which are just the rollers, the paintbrush rollers that go on that, an angled brush, paint sticks, the color that already exists on the wall, and my rolling pan. I'm going to go over the hole marks that we already covered up, and then I'm also going to edge some of the doors that I've left unfinished for years. While the paint dries, I actually had some DIYs I needed to complete. This bookend that Paul received from Nike snapped a while ago, so I just E6000 that together. And then I actually found use for that chandelier hoop that I've made on my channel before, and I just support it to a pre-existing Nike SB backboard that was sent to Paul. I wanted to separate the moments in the room, and there are really only two. So that's one for the desk area and then one for him to roll out. So I added a rug to separate, and I'm still not sure how I feel about it, and then I don't know why I added a rug liner. I just was not thinking clearly. I wanted to add another metal into the room, like the pipe shelving that I did. So I found this metal desk on Overstock, and no, this isn't sponsored, but I really like how masculine it is, yet it's just like very minimal. It's not too much in your face. As far as his desk goes for decorating, I just put what he would use on his desk because he is not like me where I like 1,000 different pieces of decor to make it look pretty. I added some personal touches like Every Day I'm Hustling, and then this really cute awkward school photo of the mini human, which will make him smile every single time he sits at this desk. He cannot be in a bad mood. The chair is really a focal point for an office, so be sure to get one that you are going to fall in love with. This leather/wood chair is a total score and really pulled the room together. The only thing else that needed to be finished was the gallery wall, which I have walked you through tips and tricks before, and I decided to add a skateboard to add a little bit of depth to the wall, and the space was finished. I know Gandhi is spelt wrong in that print. I actually ordered a new one from the artist to get it corrected. I hope that you guys enjoyed this very easy DIY office makeover for my boyfriend. I tried to keep it as minimal and masculine as possible, but very moody as well. As I always say, decorate to the feeling, not to the tumbler. You want to make sure that you really do jive with the space. So use those personal items that you have that are quirky and unique just to you, and it really makes the space pull together. A new tip that I utilized in this space is using the wall space in a little bit more of a creative way versus very symmetrical like I tend to stick it to, like just being in the center of the wall and not utilizing the entire thing. I think by just releasing that symmetrical rule that I have for myself, it made the space look larger since you're obviously using more of the area, but without it being overwhelming since we don't have too much on the floor. Let me know your thoughts down below. I know everybody's vibe is different. I am very interested in what your guys' style is. I hope you enjoyed this office makeover. I know I was gone for a minute, but I am back again and I have so many awesome videos coming your way. Thank you for the consistent love and support. As always, I will catch you Wednesday with another DIY.